Hi and welcome back to Around on a Bike Base Camp. My name is Anders Hjelmsjö and I'm planning to take this Yamaha Ténéré 660 from 1998 one lap around the Balkans. Some of you might remember that I've been planning a trip around the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. So what's this talk about the Balkans all of a sudden? Well, I don't have 2 months this summer to spend on a bike, so I would have to postpone that one. And in the meantime, I'm taking 1 month to see the Balkans. So this is going to be a little bit less than 9,000 kilometers. If I know myself right, it's going to be a little bit more than 9,000 kilometers. And it's going to take about a month through 17 countries. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you upstairs and I'm going to show you on this really cool map that I got as a present from the Van Doorn family. I have it on the wall. I'm going to point out the route for you. So come with me. So last year when I did round the Baltic Sea, I needed to get a visa to Russia, and it took so much money, so much time and so much effort and so much stress, not to talk about the border crossings. So one huge advantage with this trip is that it's all in Europe, in European Union and EES. So I don't need any of that bollocks, which is wicked. That takes a load off my shoulders. So I'm starting here up in Västervik, in my hometown here on Swedish West Coast, East Coast, sorry, that's the West Coast. And then I go down to Karlskrona, where I take a ferry to Gdynia, and then through Poland and Czech Republic, Austria, and then I come down to the actual Balkan proper, where I will circle around 17 countries all the way back through Poland and back up again. Same ferry from Gdynia to Karlskrona and back to the base camp. Wicked. Instead of trying to show you all the details here, I will open up my the best ever motorcycle trip planner, Rever.co, and I'll show you on the screen the trip. And also here below in the description you find a link to my blog where you can see all the different stops. I'm gonna have to save a few surprises for the actual trip and the YouTube series. But if you go to the link down here to my blog, you will find a description of the whole trip and my stops and what I'm looking at when I stop. Right, so here is this Rever. It's a website where you can do your planning like this, and it's also an app that you can have on your phone. You can use your phone as a GPS navigational tool. I don't do that because my phone is my lifeline and I might need it in a really sharp situation, and I don't want to have it on my handlebar and maybe I crash or fall in a ditch or something and I don't have a phone anymore. So I navigate on my paper maps, and I have a Garmin Sumo as a backup, but I'm riding on my maps more or less. Anyway, here is where I do the planning, and it's really useful. You see, you can zoom in here and you find your route is really detailed, and I'm going to show you. I'm starting up here in Sweden and down over the ferry to Gdynia through Poland. I have a couple of stops, castles, a miniature land, and yeah, a little bit like this and that. Coming into Czech Republic, I'm going to visit Theresienstadt, the concentration camp. I'm going to visit Prague because everyone says you have to visit Prague. I'm not a big city guy, I prefer to be in the countryside, but Prague, alright, I'll give it a go. Following down here, there's a couple of nice roads that I'm following, and coming into Austria, it's almost only for the riding roads. I'm going through here. I've found a couple of nice mountain passes that I'm going to ride. There are a few suggestions from friends what to see in Austria, also Slovenia here, which I have taken up on. and mainly cool bridges actually, to be honest with you, but other stuff as well. But you will have, as I said before, the detailed stops on my blog in the if you follow the link below. Then you're coming into Croatia down here, zoom in a little bit more, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. There are a few nice roads that I've been getting tips about here, and obviously the motor bridge which everybody has to go to. Sarajevo, everyone who's a little bit interested in history knows why I have to go to Sarajevo. Some really important historical shots were fired there, and I'm gonna have a look at that place. Coming into Montenegro, this is also really cool mountain passes and some the nice roads on the coast here. And then into Albania. Here is a cool place, and this why I'm saving this one as a little bit surprise. Coming down south, gonna see some bunkers in the capital. Coming down further south, I'm coming into Greece, and I'm just nipping into Greece really, and turning around over here in Thessaloniki, where I'm hoping to find a nice place to have a beer with a friend that I never met. Interesting, you say? Yes. And a little bit surprised as well. Coming into Macedonia, I'm passing through here and Lake Ohrid, where there's supposed to be a really cool museum where you can do some diving, and me being an old diving instructor, I have to try that, of course. Skopje, everybody says don't go to Skopje. I have a reason why I'm going into Skopje, and I hope that you will enjoy that little segment. Kosovo and Serbia. Here is a little bit of a definition of what is a country and what is not a country and so on. I don't really care about borders, so I'm calling this Kosovo, I'm calling this Serbia, and not to offend anyone. Then into Bulgaria. People have told me there's no point going to Bulgaria, it's boring, you have to do this, you have to do that, just nip through here or something. I want to do this properly. If something is worth doing, it's worth doing properly. I want to see Bulgaria, and I have a few highlights here. For example, I'm going to stop over here and see if there really is greener grass over here, as they say. Coming into Romania, everyone that owns a motorbike knows about the Transfăgăran Pass, and I'm riding that one. Also visiting, obviously, Dracula in his castle. Over to Hungary, I'm going to this really cool Balaton lake, and I'm going to circumnavigate it, and up here is an old fort and some caves and some stuff, and then around and up north again until we hit, oh sorry, until we hit Slovakia, where it's a little bit looks like I have nothing to do here, but I have on my paper map, I have marked stuff, and this little bit here, I'm gonna save that as a surprise as well. It's really cool. Then up north again, and we end up in Poland again, where I'm gonna visit Auschwitz, and coming up a little bit railroads, bridges and things like this, and we're back in Gdynia, ferry back to Sweden, Karlskrona, and the base camp in Västervik. So that's the trip, and as I said, follow the link and get to my blog, where you can find a detailed with descriptions of every stop I'm doing. At this point, I would like to say a big thank you to all supporters that's been sponsoring me with either Patreons or on my website. And obviously hit the subscribe button and also the little bell so you get your notifications. See you next time.